Yeah, hey, this is Eric at Repair Resources, working on a interesting project here. We got let me step back. We got a Cat 660 truck that they made back in the 2000 teens, I guess it was. And basically, they had a really kind of a crappy engine that Caterpillar had made by Navistar, and they went bad around 200,000 miles, and people would splice in either an actual C13 Cat engine, or in this case somebody spliced in an ISX 15. The problem with this is that the harnesses don't match up. They also on this truck spliced in, along with the engine, they spliced in a standard transmission and a DEF system, and all this stuff is out of a 2014 International truck, and the engine actually ends up being a 2018 engine with you know, stuff, you know, obviously must be swapped over. So I inherited this project, about 3/4 of the way through. The guys that worked on this before me, kudos to you guys. You did a great job getting this in there, splicing everything in. I'm just kind of like in the tail ends of buttoning up the electrical and I got the DEF system working, which needed some gasketing and needed a doser injector. The DEF tank had been sitting idle for about 6 years, so we ended up having to take the tank off and kind of clean it out. But getting to the tail end here, and what I wanted to show, in order to get all this working trouble code and fault code free, we've had to splice directly to the ECM for various different switches, and I've done some already. I didn't realize at the beginning that we were going to have to splice into that connector as much as we have. So what I ended up doing, and this is where we're talking here, right down in here, you got this connector right here, and we're splicing in for the fuel. The fuel gauge needed to be corrected here. Neutral safety switch. There's an inhibit switch for the DEF system. There's a parking brake switch that needed to get spliced in here, and there's probably 10 other things that need to get spliced in here. Instead of trying to put pins into this and cut wires and really make it nasty looking, it just became too much, because this connector is very, very short here. I ended up finding a connector that has all 96 pins labeled, so I'm going to splice in this into the harness. That way I have the wires already coming off, because there's spots in here where the wires are not even in this connector, and I can't, you know, I got some ends and tried to push them into the connector, and it wasn't working out that well. So I ended up, like I said, got this connector here, and we're going to splice this in, continue on. Another interesting development in this whole project is the wipers were not working. So we diagnosed out that it had a bad wiper motor up here, put a new wiper motor on it, and turn the key on, and the wipers run it all the time. You can't shut them off, so that's all going to have to get straightened out. And then there's, you know, various other things that we've had to, you know, address on this. Some of the driveline yokes were loose and different stuff like that. So I'm just going to kind of make this documentary showing the tail ends of this. And as I said to the two guys that worked on this before me, nice work, and we'll put this up on our website, and if you guys see it, cool. All right.